If you've ever been intimidated by the thought of joining the Secret Service, you're right to be. This elite group takes only the best of the best, and some of the things you have to do to get in are downright bizarre. We'll show you some of the strange things that will be expected of you when you join the Secret Service. Joining our notification squad is so much simpler. Simply hit the red button and then the gray bell. No vampires allowed. Okay, so a vampire Secret Service agent would actually be an awesome idea for a show, but not so much in real life. And that's because Secret Service agents are tasked with some strange duties, including carrying around the blood of the current president's preferred type. They're trained in what's known as 10-minute medicine, so that they can keep the president alive until emergency services arrive. Being in the Secret Service is much more than just taking down the bad guys, it's protecting the president at all costs. Threat assessment. Assessing a threat is a lot more than just giving someone an ocular pat-down. Secret Service agents are trained to make life-or-death calls in a split second. When Omar Gonzalez hopped the fence of the White House, many wondered why the Secret Service agents didn't use lethal force immediately. As he dashed across the lawn, agents realized that he was mentally ill and armed only with a pocket knife, and made the decision not to use lethal force to restrain him. Videography. Secret Service agents are trained to record presidential motorcades. This may seem odd, but video footage can be invaluable. During training, agents will watch videos of the Kennedy assassination so that they can learn how quickly a situation can get out of control. Current motorcades are filmed so that in case of an attack, the footage can be reviewed by agents, sort of like how football players will watch videos of previous plays. Health inspectors. When you're the president, simply going out to dinner isn't that simple, at least not for the Secret Service. They have to be trained to inspect kitchens and carefully monitor the preparation of the president's meals. They'll also have to bring along condiments and bottled water for the president to use when eating. Hopefully they keep the ketchup and the presidential blood far away from one another. Tracing. It might seem strange that out of all the weapons the Secret Service has at their disposal, one of them is regular old pen ink. Secret Service agents need to learn to work with ink manufacturers who maintain an enormous database of all different inks and where they're manufactured and sold. This means if you send the president a threatening letter, they can more easily narrow down where you are. Adaptable. To make it in the Secret Service, you need to be able to adapt. Each new president brings a new set of challenges since you have to accompany them on their excursions, which can be anything from a day at the beach to a day at the gym. Those who served under former President Ronald Reagan were forced to learn how to ride horses since he was an avid horseman. While Bill Clinton loved to jog, so his agents were forced to do their jobs while running 5 miles every day. They were probably relieved that George Bush just liked to paint. Driver's ed. One of the most well-known and exciting parts of Secret Service training is learning to drive the president's limo, which is known as the Beast. If you need to get the president to safety, you're going to want to be able to perfectly command the vehicle you're in control of. In case of a roadblock or an explosion, agents need to master pulling off a 180-degree turn and other defensive driving maneuvers. Philosophers. You might think that Secret Service agents are all top-of-the-line recruits from the military and law enforcement agencies, and for a long time that was true. It makes sense why the government would utilize that talent pool, but that's not the only way to make it into the Secret Service. As challenges evolve, the agency needs people who can come up with creative solutions to possible security weaknesses. It's not unusual for them to look for people who have backgrounds in philosophy or even art. Paperwork. Before you begin the adrenaline-filled driving training, you'll have to start out with something much less fun. Paperwork. 34 pages of it to be exact. Yes, the Secret Service makes you fill out that much paperwork just to be considered an applicant. And of course, that doesn't include the written test either. Training town. Obviously, agents can't exactly do all of their training in a classroom. Instead, they have a massive mock-up of a town to train for different scenarios. They'll learn to clear city streets and deal with threats like snipers, explosions, and more. The government has spent millions of dollars on this facility and has requested even more funds to further enhance the realism. Do you think you'd have what it takes to be a member of the Secret Service? Or do you just really want to learn how to do a 180-degree turn in the car? Hopefully, you've learned there's a lot to consider before you get to that 34-page Secret Service application. Thanks for watching our video, and we'll see you next time.